Chapter 15 The Chocolate Room. An important room this, cried Mr. Wonka, taking a bunch of keys from his pocket and slipping one into a keyhole of the door. This is the nerve center of the whole factory, the heart of the whole business, and so beautiful and irresistible. My room's being beautiful. I can lights and lamps in factories, and we go then. But to be careful, my dear children. Don't lose your heads. Don't get overexcited. Keep very calm. Mr. Wonka opened the door. 5 children and 9 grown-ups pushed their ways in, and oh, what an amazing sight was that met their eyes! They were looking down up at a lovely valley. There were ribbons on the side of the valley, and along the bottom of it there followed the floods of great swell brown river. What is more, there was a tremendous waterfall halfway along the river, a steep cliff over which the water curled and roared in a solid sheet, and they were crashing down into a chardy whirlpool of water and spray. Below the waterfall, this was the most astonishing sight of all. A whole nest of enormous glass pipes were dangling down into a river from somewhere high up in the ceiling. They really were enormous, those pipes. There must have been a dozen of them at least, and they were sucking up the brownish muddy water from the river and carrying away a goodness now swell. And because they were made of glass, you could see the liquid flowing and the bubbling inside it. And above the noise of the waterfall, you could hear the never-ending sucking sound of pipes as they did their work. Trees for trees and bushes were growing along the riverbanks, whipping with willows and the elders. Tall clumps of roses, and with their pink and red and marvelous blossom. In the middle there were thousands of buttercups. There, cried Mr. Wonka, dancing up and down, pointing in gold-topped cane at the great round river. It's a chocolate! Every drop of the river's melted chocolate of the first color of the finest quality, very finest quality. There's enough chocolate in there to fill every bathtub in the entire country, and all the swimming pools as well. Isn't it terrific? And just look at my pipes. They suck up chocolate and carry it away where all the water flows in the factory. Factory where it is needed. The thousands of columns are now all my dear children, dozens and dozens of girls. The children and their parents were too flabbergasted to speak. They were dumbfounded. They were bewildered and dazzled. They were completely bound by the hugeness of the whole thing. They simply stood and said, "The waterfall is most important," Mr. Wonka went on. "Next is chocolates." we turned it up. We pounds on. It mixes the chocolate, churns it up. Pounds it and beats it. Makes it light and frothy. No other factory in the world messes in chocolate by waterfall. But it's the only way to do it properly. The only way. And do you like my trees? He cried, pointing with his stick. And my lovely bushes, don't you think they look pretty? I told you I had it unless. And they, of course, they were edible or made of something different and delicious. And do you like my meadows? Do you like my grass and my buttercups? The last you are standing, my dear little ones, is made of a new kind of stuff, minty sugar that I just invented. I call it wash. Try a blade, please do. It's a delicate. Automatically, everybody bowed down and picked one blade of grass. Everybody that is expects Augustus Clip, who expects Augustus, who took a big handful. And Bella Bear right before tasting the blade of grass, took the piece of what recalled breaking chewing gum out of her mouth and stick it carefully behind her ear. Isn't it wonderful? whispered Charlie. Hasn't it got a wonderful taste, Grandpa? I could eat the whole field, said Grandpa Joe, grinning with delight. I could go around the waffles like a cow, and even eat every blade of grass is the field. Try a buttercup, cried Mr. Wonka. They're even nicer. Suddenly the air was filled with screams of excitement. The screams came from Veruca. She was pointing frantically to the other side of the river. Look over there, she screamed. What is it? He's moving, he's walking. It's a little person. It's a little man down there below the waterfall. But stopped picking buttercups and stared across the river. She's right, Grandpa, said Charlie. It is a little man down there below the waterfall. Waterfall. Everybody stopped picking buttercups and stared across the river. She's right, Grandpa, cried Charlie. It is a little man. Can you see him? I see him, Charlie, said Grandpa Joe excitedly. And now everybody started shouting at once. There's two of them. My gosh, so there is. There's more than two. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are they doing? What do they come from? Who are they? Children and parents alike rushed down to the edge of the river to get a close look. Aren't they fantastic? No higher than my knee. Look at their funny long hair. The tiny men, they were no larger than medium-sized dolls, and stopped what they were doing. And now they were staring back across the river at the visitors. One of them pointed towards the children, and then we whispered something to the other four, and all 5 of them burst into peals of laughter. But they can be real people, Charlie said. Of course they're real people, Mr. Wonka answered. There's Oompa Loompas. Chapter 16, The Oompa Loompas. Oompa Loompas, everyone said at once. Oompa Loompas imported direct from Loompa Land, said Mr. Wonka proudly. There's no such place, said Mrs. Salt. Mrs. Salt. Excuse me, dear lady, but Mr. Wonka, cried Mrs. thought, I'm a teacher of geography, then you know all about it. I said, Mr. Wonka, and know what a terrible country it is. Nothing but and oh, what a the jungle is infested by the most dangerous beasts in the world, hornswoggers and snowswoggers, and those terrible wicked wangders. Oh, wangders would send Oompa Loompas for breakfast, and it's send come galloping back for a second helping. When I come galloping back of a second helping, 왜 이러지? I found the little Oompa Loompas living in tree houses. They had to live in tree houses to escape from the wangdoodles and the hornswogglers and the snowswoggers, and they were living on the green caterpillars, and the caterpillars tasted revolting, and Oompa Loompa spent every moment of their days climbing through the treetops, looking for little things to mash up with the caterpillars to make from this better, and red beetles from instance, and the eucalyptus leaves and the bark of the bonbon tree, all of them busily, but not quite so busily at the caterpillars. Poor little Oompa Loompas, the one food that they longed of more than any other was the cacao bean. But they couldn't get it. Oompa Loompa was lucky if he found their for cacao beans here. Oh, how they cried them! They used to dream all day. You made only to mention the word cacao to one Oompa Loompa, and he would start shriveling at the mouth. Cacao bean, Mr. Wonka continued, which grows cacao tree, happens to be the drink from which all chocolate is made. You cannot make chocolate without the cacao bean. The cacao bean is chocolate. I myself use billions of cacao beans every week in this factory, and so my dear children, as soon as I discovered that the Oompa Loompas were crazy about this particular food, I climbed up to their treehouse village and poked my head in through the door of the treehouse belonging to the leader of the tribe. The poor little fellow, looking thin and starved, was sitting there trying to eat the bowl full of mashed up green caterpillars without being sick. Look here, I said, speaking not in English, of course. Put in Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompish. Look here, if all you people will come back to my country and live in my factory, you can have of them. You can have subsidy of them. I will even pay your wages in cacao beans if you wish. You really mean it? Asked the Oompa Loompa, laughing from a chair. Of course I mean it, I said. You all have chocolate as well. Chocolate tastes even better than the cacao beans because it's got milk and sugar at it. The little man gave a great swoop of joy and threw his bowl of mashed caterpillars right out of the treehouse window. It's a dear, he cried. Come on, let's go. So I shipped them all over here, every man, woman, and child in the Oompa Loompa tribe. It was easy as small then opened in large packing cases with holes in them, and they all got here safely. They were wonderful workers. They all speak English now. They love dancing and music. They are always making up songs. I expect you will hear a good deal making up songs. Expect you will hear a good of singing today from time to time. I must warn you, though, then they were rather mischievous. They like Josie still wear the same kind of clothes they wore in the jungle. They insist upon that. The man was you can see for yourselves across the river. Well, only their skins. A woman wear lives, and the children were not little. The woman used fresh leaves every day. Daddy, shouted Baruch, the girl who got everything he wanted. Daddy, I want the Oompa Loompa. I want you to get me an Oompa Loompa. I want the Oompa Loompa right away. I want to take it home with me. Go on, Daddy, get me an Oompa Loompa. No, my pet, her father said to her. We wasn't interrupt, Mr. Wonka. But I want an Oompa Loompa, screamed Baruka. Alright, Baruka, alright, but I can't get it for you this second. Please be patient. I will see you have fun full of days road. Augustus, shouted Mrs. Group. Augustus, sweetheart, I don't think you have better do than Augustus, as you might have guessed, and quietly sneaked on into the stage of the river. He was now kneeling on the riverbed, scooping hot melted chocolate into his mouth as fast as he could. Ah!